Me being Latin descent, like I grew up with like heavy plates of food. Hey, this, hey, like eat tons of food. Like servings were through the roof. And even though I disciplined myself to not be in that lifestyle anymore, I live in the Bronx. So our resources are very minimal up there. Like it's crazy. I come to the city, you got a Whole Foods, you got this, like all of that changes where your location is, right? Literally, if I get off the train on 231st Street, you get off, you got a fried chicken spot, you got a wing stop, you got a Taco Bell, you got this is the same block.
Yeah.
See, when I tell you, I'm still going, right? You got KFC, IHOP, McDonald's, Wendy's, Burger King, all in that same side between 231st to 252nd Street.
So to get on that really quick, you know, everybody says that they'll do that because it's cheaper and they don't have
Yeah,
the financial means to spend a little bit more on food.
yeah,
So my response is all that stuff that you mentioned, it costs $15 to $20
yeah,
anyways to eat, right? So if you make decisions on that, then you're not gonna make the correct decisions.
yeah,
So like example would be like a meal at one of those places could be $15 to $20. If you go to the supermarket and you make smarter decisions, smarter choices, with that $15 to $20, you can probably make 3 to 4 to 5 meals that won't even take you long.
yeah.
And now you have 4 or 5 meals for the day for $20 or $30 instead of eating that fast food. Or people would say timing, right? Oh, I don't have the time, so I need something quick. I got to
Yeah,
jump from the train to home to come back or do what I got to do, right? But
yeah,
that leads us to preparation, right? You should prepare, which again leads us to 2024 and the availability of all these things, right? Because there's meal prep, there's so many
which
things
which
that
you're,
you
which you're
could do.
killing, which you're killing right now.
We'll talk about that in a little bit because I like to talk about nutrition and food because that's how I came out with the company Fits.
Yeah,
And so another question that I keep getting asked because it seems like it's the trend is workouts, right? Workouts. There is back in the days it was like, hey, Arnold says let's work out. So we do the Arnold workout, right? Just go to the gym, start pumping iron,
yeah,
do what you got to do, legs, your regular leg squat, you're doing all the normal basic movements, right? The stiff movements where,
yeah,
oh, I want to, look good, so this is what I need to do, pump iron. And so now that we've seen over the last 15, 20 years, a lot more functional training, right? A lot more, speed and agility and movements and things like that, hit training and things like that, where you're able to build lean muscle without pushing all this crazy weight and being stiff, right? Because
yeah.
these days we need mobility. Mobility is the
Oh
key
man,
to
that's
moving. And
that's A1.
unfortunately, with the pandemic coming and people getting used to staying home and sitting in an area, our body is not meant to be like that, right?
Yeah,
Because think about our ancestors, right? Our ancestors from a long, long 100 years ago. They were eating natural food, and what were they doing for workouts, right? They were in the farm or moving things or working in the, anywhere,
yeah,
right? Actual basic movements of not just taking something and just lifting it one way. We're actually moving our body in
yeah,
multiple ways, right? Because now we are allowing ourselves not to be stiff, right?
yeah,
So what kind of workouts do you like, or what kind of workouts you feel are the best? And again, we all know that it also depends on the person, right? Again,
yeah.
it goes back to the same thing that maybe this workout won't work for that person, but this workout will because, hey, knee problems.
So
Hey, things like this.
so we're discussing me. Like the way I coach from my clients is, I consider myself the modification king. I give you no room for excuses, zero. Like, and I coach hit primarily. It's mainly focuses in my in-person classes. We do kettlebells, dumbbells, assault bikes, rowers, suspension trainers, trap bars, barbells. We do it all. Do I give you a room for an excuse to tell me that you can't do nothing? Fuck no. I don't know if I can drop an F bomb in
Ah, you can do
here.
it for today.
But in all seriousness, like I have clients that range anywhere between the age of like 18 to 21 up into like late 50s, early 60s. Even I have a one-on-one client that's 75 years old. There's no there's no limitation. There's like I don't like to have anyone feel like they can't do my workout. And you can look it up. My reviews, that's all it speaks about is modifications, right? High intensity interval training workouts, tough workouts, great modifications. Like I know what it feels like to take a workout injured and not be able to do it and have a coach not help me out. Even though I'm a coach and I know how to manage it, I like to make sure that I take care of everybody. One of the things that I take a big pride in is being pre and postnatal certified. Like I have endless amount of moms who've taken my class, like literally, like they're like, "Hey, Dross, I'm 8 weeks pregnant." All of a sudden now they're like getting ready to give birth. They've trained with me the whole pregnancy. Then they reach back out to me 6 to 8 weeks, whether it's natural birth or C-section. I'm ready to work out again. They come back and they just pick it up. That's one of the things I love the most, right?
But that right there is energy being transferred to the child. You know
Yeah,
that, right?
yeah,
Like during pregnancy, it's very important for a woman to be stress free, to take in the right nutrients,
yeah.
and to work out because, in general, you're working out the muscle, right? So as they work out the muscle, when they do give birth, it becomes easier, right?
Oh man, yeah,
Easier. And I'm sure many women probably gave you that example because my wife has been working out for forever too.
yeah.
And we have 3 boys, and the pregnancy, it was pretty good. No epidural, all three,
Nice.
no
That's yeah.
epidural, and she did it, man. And she recovered and she got back in shape. And
That's
it's,
amazing.
and it's easier to get back in shape because you become more mindful during pregnancy.
Yeah.
So like, one misconception is like, oh, we should eat as much as we can to feed the baby. No,
No.
no, it's the quality of food because you
Yeah.
want to process their brain, right? You want to
Yeah.
make sure that their brain is being developed. So it's about
Yeah,
putting
some
in.
people, yeah, some people think it's just like, oh, well, I'm pregnant, so I gotta like eat this and this and this and this and that, and then at the end of the day, the baby's gonna come out 6 to 8 pounds. Anything more than like, I think just sometimes maybe 9, but like still, then now you have to take off the rest of the weight that you put on, and you have now more work. You're gonna be more stressed about that. You just have a newborn baby, and now you got the stress. You don't feel like yourself, and that all just becomes one big rolling ball of like
And what usually
crazy.
happens is an endless cycle of continuing eating bad, not sleeping, and it all turned around from
Yeah,
stress, and stress.
yeah, man.
So that leads us again to nutrition, right? With
Yeah.
food. And so there's so many diets out there. There's so many different, again, so many. How again can you get a client to understand like, hey, this fat-free diet isn't for you, but maybe we should try this because you're the king of modification, right? So
Yeah.
give me an example of like you gave a client a protocol according to what they said. Hey, I think that da 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 da. I need to lose weight. What do you think I should do? And so you gave them a protocol, and within a week, you saw that it wasn't working as good as you thought. You made a modification, and it worked even better because that's what you do, and that's what all the good coaches do. Because
Yeah.
for every good coach there's another 10 coaches that are like, hey, this is my program, do it. You don't get the results, you're doing something wrong or you're doing something like that. Because I have clients that came from other coaches that would be like, hey, I did this diet, but it didn't work. And I stayed on it for 12 weeks. And I would say 12 weeks, but you didn't explain like within the first couple of weeks, hey, my stomach doesn't feel good. Because
Yeah.
usually, if a diet is not working within the first 2 weeks, you should know because once you remove a lot of the things that people are taking, your body should react differently, right?
Yeah. So one of the things that I personally do with my one-on-ones, majority of my one-on-ones is, well, I don't really do too many one-on-ones anymore, but when I was doing a lot of one-on-ones, I would have them journal whatever they're eating and send it to me so that I can see what are you consuming, and it's also about holding yourself accountable. If you're not getting the results and you're putting all this time and effort into these sessions, but you're not properly following a nutrition or you're eating endless amount of calories, you're not really going to get those results. So I always like to make sure that I keep track of what they're eating, for the first few weeks, and then eliminate things or give suggestions or recommendations around what their daily like lifestyle is. Some people work corporate jobs, they're just stuck in the office. Sometimes people don't have the proper type of break or whatnot to reach out and get some food. So when they get home, just grab the first thing. And that also becomes a bad pattern as well.
And that leads us to preparation, right?
Yeah,
I believe preparation is a big thing, and people prepare for work, right? Everybody prepares for work, everybody gets ready, but you have
yeah,
to prepare for life, right? You got to prepare for being healthy. So
yeah,
you can't just, hey, okay, work, I need to put on my suit, I got to shower, put on my suit, get ready, bring my bag, go to work, go to do what I got to do, and then come back home.
Yeah.
But the gym is the same way. You have to prepare mentally and then prepare your day around it, you know? So it's like, okay, you are working a corporate job and you don't have the time, and then finally you get around to eating, and then you're going to grab the whatever's around you, right? Usually it's like, oh, I only got 30-minute break. Oh man, that's gonna be now in 30 minutes. How am I
Yeah.
gonna do this? You know? And
Yeah.
then if you're following a program or a protocol and that it demands you to eat this specific food and you're not prepared, what happens? You fall off
Yeah.
track, right? You fall off track, or
I mean, that's a
you
given.
you make your own decisions like,
That's a given.
you know what? I'm supposed to be eating whole wheat bread, but I have regular bread available. So I'll
Oh
just
yeah.
do that. You know,
People,
like
I mean, yeah, you're gonna people sometimes just need to be more firm. Just set a reminder, put a side note on your phone, be like, hey, listen, today this is what's on the menu for today.
and you nailed it. These days, it's so easy because of the availability of phone.
Yeah.
Like there is no excuse. If you really want it,
Yeah.
you can get it. These days, if you really want that body, that that being healthy, your organs running at optimal speed,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah.
It's about
100%.
getting your schedule ready. It's about reaching out to the correct people that are gonna help you,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Definitely. It's all about resources, effort, putting the right
Motivation,
foot
which leads
forward,
us to motivation,
motivation.
right?
Yeah.
So give me something because I know that you have to keep everybody involved, right? Because every day there's a new thing, there's a new trend, or oh, I'm tired, I'm sore, or hey, I'm not feeling good. It's raining outside, so I don't feel like eating chicken. So can I eat something else? So how do you get into your client's mind to keep them motivated to see what's going on and to see the benefits of the future, right? Because eventually your future, you got to live presently, right? So we think about, hey, the next 12 weeks, I want to be this. The 12 weeks come like this and it becomes present.
Yeah. I mean, like, I'm gonna use your meal prep service, right? For example,
Shout
like,
out to Fitz Meals.
shout out to Fist Meals. I think I got like 4 weeks on there. 4 weeks, about four
Yeah,
four
4
weeks,
weeks.
and I've seen some amazing results. What do? I give that energy forward. I share it. I encourage. Listen, I'm eating this right now. It's got this many calories. Anybody can watch that Instagram story and be like, "Wow, he's only eating like 400 calories, and I had something that's like 1,000 calories, and that means I'm overeating." So even the littlest thing that I can post about, whether it's being healthy, whether it's eating a good snack or something, and I'm giving that energy forward, that also can somebody can open up their phone and be like, "Oh man, I'm doing this wrong because this guy's doing this and this and that." So it's also about giving proper information going forward, sharing that motivation. Like, oh, I'm eating something healthy today. This is my third meal. This is a protein shake that I just had after my workout. It's about putting out that proper energy because I can only tell you so much. Like I could say, hey D, after this workout, you got 30 to 40 minutes to feed your body something like nutritious so that you feed those muscles and you get a good recovery. I'm telling you, it's up to you whether you want to wait 3 hours later and that small recovery window goes out. And you know the window, right?
Listen, I tell everybody I could bring you the water. You got to drink it. I can't
Yeah,
drink it for you, right?
yeah,
And
man.
and then you just spoke on recovery. That is probably the most underrated uh, uh, thing that a person can do is the recovery aspect, right? Because
Yeah,
I'm sure you speak to your clients, and a lot of times they don't want to continue the process because they're not recovering properly. They're sore. My body aches. I'm tired. Da 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 da. All
yeah.
these other excuses that you hear, and it gets them sidetracked. And so, please explain the benefits of recovery. What does the recovery do, and what does it do for your body? Like being able to recover faster is going to make you better, right? Because now you
100%.
we can kill the next day workout even more.
Yeah. I mean,